And welcome to Cruise Control Motoring, your on-air automotive magazine. I'm Fred Staab. I'm going to take you on a ride around the automotive industry. And along with me, as always, is Les Jackson. Les, how you doing?
Excellent, Fred. Excellent. I've got the throttle. You have the steering wheel.
Yep.
And one of us had better take over all the control.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
And we're going to start this week with a big story. Ford takes a huge financial hit, well over $19 billion on electric vehicles. And it makes changes to its future lineup and manufacturing plans, including the Lightning. These are big changes, and they're not going back because they are changing around a lot of their facilities. We'll have all the details, won't we?
Absolutely. And Hyundai's CEO says they're planning to sell 1.4 million vehicles in this country by 2030. That's a lot. And they will dominate with a body-on-frame pickup truck. Here it comes.
Yes, that is amazing that they will dominate with the pickup truck, and we're excited to talk about that. Plus, over at Mercedes, they take the wraps off the CLA Hybrid, and we're going to see a lot more hybrids than electrics for sure, and this is just one of them from Mercedes.
Yeah, it's another one racking up the score. And the under $30,000 vehicle is pretty much all but disappearing. We're going to take a look at a report from Cox Automotive and tell you what they know.
Yes, but before they disappear, I have found one 2026 model that is available for under $30K. It's a good one. We'll tell you what it is, so you want to stay tuned for that.
Absolutely. And is he or isn't he, Fred? More confusion at Jaguar. This time it's the fate of its design chief. Boy, things just couldn't be more topsy-turvy at a company than this. It's just scary.
Yeah, they can't wait for 2026 to come and maybe get a fresh start for sure.
Yeah.
And then Kia has a fix for its easy-to-steal cars. This has been going on for a long time. If you have one of those vehicles, we're going to tell you what the fix is.
And I do not, so leave my car alone. Anyway, BMW makes a screw only they can use. This is a trend we're starting to see.
Yes, we'll talk about this. It's a very interesting talking tech. And Chip Foose teams up to restore wildlife-damaged cars. It's a very interesting partnership. We will talk about that. Interesting for Chip Foose to be involved with it.
Good guy.
Absolutely. All that and more coming up on Cruise Control Motoring.
Well, Fred, over at Ford, they've slammed the brakes on electric charge. They're going back to hybrids and engines. Things are turning around really fast. As you said at the opening, they've lost, I don't even want to say the number anymore. It's just too scary. And they're not going to lose any more. They've just said, okay, that's it. Let's take our losses and we'll scale down. We'll continue with development. They're not abandoning EVs entirely, but like a lot of other companies, they're really holding back with them. And they're even saying the gas engine can serve as a range extender, including the next generation EREV F-150 Lightning that was announced as part of the strategy update. So what do you think, Fred? Are they on the right path?
Let's break it down. They're taking a one-time $19.5 billion charge against its earnings, which is roughly $8 billion that is directly involved with the scale down of its Model E division that they launched in 2022. Remember, the Lightning was supposed to be like the next Model T. We're reimagining. We're taking our most popular, best-selling model for many, many decades, and we're going to put an electric drivetrain in it. Problem was the range is low. 240, I think, on the base model, somewhere over 300 on the extended range. You can't really tow with it because when you tow with it, the range goes right down. And it was expensive. And even though they were discounting it and making all these deals on it, they weren't making money on it. They're in the business to sell vehicles that people want and make money. So,
well, you can't blame them. They're a car company.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're very friendly, but they do have to make money on it. So let's first talk about this EREV F-150 Lightning. This is going to have a 700-mile range, lots of towing capability, and it's going to be a much better vehicle. We don't know much about what the engine's going to be, the range extender engine. I would imagine it's probably going to be a V6. I don't know. Maybe it's a 4. We don't really know anything about that.
Probably. Right? Don't you think they should have done this first before they brought out a pure battery electric?
Well, look at what happened with Ram. Ram had said, hey, they were going to have the two vehicles. They were going to have the Ram Charger, which is just like this EREV F-150, where, it had a Pentastar V6. It would charge the battery. You would drive on electric, but, you would basically have pretty much unlimited range. I mean, the gas tank would eventually have to be filled, but massive range, 700-mile range, right? And they were going to have that Ram Charger, and then they were going to have the fully electric pickup truck. Well, they scrapped the fully electric pickup truck, and they're only going with this. They're not calling it the Ram Charger anymore, unfortunately, which I like that name, but they're going with an extended range electric. And the idea being the battery is constantly being replenished by the generator. So you get the fast fill-up speed of a gas truck. You get incredible range, as they're talking about with this new F-150 Lightning with the extended range setup at 700 miles of range. And the big thing, Les, is towing. Because if you tried to tow with a vehicle that's got an electric vehicle that has a 240-mile range, you're not going to get very far, are you?
Well, you'll cut the range in half, at least. You're using up electricity. It's just that simple. It's the same thing as running your gas engine at full throttle.
Yeah.
You'll burn through a tank of gas in a hurry.
Yeah.
And it's just 3 years ago, Fred, you and I reported that Ford was saying that by 2026, they'd be selling 2 million EVs.
Wow.
Annually. Well, they're not.
They are not, most assuredly. Some of the other things.
This is true of, whatever, a dozen other companies, same thing.
Yeah. It is. It will go down, and there's a lot of factors in there, but it will go down as a big business miscalculation, industry miscalculation.
The industry, yes.
Yes.
This will be a Harvard case study.
Yes.
In their business school of how the industry misread all the signs.
So let's break it down. A number of factors here. They thought people would buy $80,000 pickup trucks, electric pickup trucks. People are not doing that for obvious reasons. They're finding $50,000 the average price to be way too much money for vehicles. So $80,000 is almost double that. So they're not going to do that. Federal incentives went away. The fact that the charging infrastructure is not that great. I was just at a supercharger charging station, which is right across from the supermarket I use, and there's a conga line of people waiting and sitting there. And
no.
Yes, they literally have to park in the parking lot and wait because there is a conga line, and it makes it hard to get in because they're backed all the way up. So the fact that they took long to charge, the fact that it's hard to find a charger that works, the fact that you don't get the range out of it, especially when it gets cold, many many, many reasons for this.
And one more is that the average household income in this country is only about 85 or 90,000. So if you're aiming for an $80,000 truck, I don't know. I mean, who decided that was a good number? If you're selling a house
or a
for
96-month loan where the thing is not
oh,
worth that much money.
oh,
So all of these conspired to mean it's the end of these very
yeah,
expensive trucks. We haven't heard it yet from GM, but I'm predicting the Silverado EV might be going away too. And that
sure.
huge Hummer. I've never seen any of those on the road. I don't think I've
I've
ever
never
seen
seen
one.
one. Never seen one.
Hopefully they'll keep the midgate from the EV Silverado. I like that. I thought that was a good idea. But let's get back to Ford. Also, all electric commercial vans for both the U.S. and Europe are gone. They're canceled. And they're going to be replaced with gas and hybrid alternatives. The U.S. alternative will be built at Ford's Ohio assembly plant starting in 2029. The other interesting thing, too, they were building all those facilities for batteries. They had a deal with LG, gone. All
Yeah.
of the big battery facilities, they're switching over to residential batteries or battery packs for AI data centers. So, these were huge, huge projects, and they're all going away. They're not coming back to the original plan for them, are they?
That's right. And this amounted to more than a third of LG's total revenue. So this is very serious. Although LG is a brilliant company, and
Big company, yeah.
they really they always seem to know what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
now,
big thing.
it doesn't mean they're getting out of EVs completely. They want to
No,
build sub $30,000 EVs. Kind of ironic. We're doing a story this hour on how $30,000 cars are disappearing and the average price is $50,000. Wouldn't it be ironic if the $85,000 electric vehicle suddenly becomes the entry level vehicle, sub 30K, and this
yeah.
becomes the norm? That maybe they can bring that production back to the U.S. because it's simpler to build. What do you think of that idea?
Well, you know, it does make sense. You know, if Tesla can make money, at least they claim to, on the Model 3, and at the low end sell them for 30-ish. It's a big ish, by, by the way. Then anybody else can too. And it to have like another Escort or another
Right.
another, I wouldn't say a Pinto,
No,
but
they wouldn't want you to say a Pinto either.
no, they wouldn't. But that kind of thing, I think, would have a very, very sizable market because new people coming in, young people, first vehicle, uh, one moving part, other for the drivetrain. So yeah, I like that.
Well, the idea also smaller, lighter means smaller battery.
Yep,
That's the big cost in the vehicle. I mean, you look at what Chevy brought the Bolt back. I think they should never have gotten rid of it, but I'm glad they brought it back. I think that is a way. Think about it. If someone's thinking of transitioning to an electric vehicle, they don't want to start with a $100,000 vehicle. They want to start with
sure
something
don't.
small, and it also means if it has less range, that's great for running around town. That's the secondary car, and the hybrid is the main car for taking trips to grandma's house, right?
That's right. Hybrids just make so much sense. We've been talking about them for years. They're worth the small extra money that you pay over just a basic vehicle.
Right.
Uh, And,
In many cases, they drive better. I mean, I think of the Hyundai Tucson.
Yeah.
I would not get it without the hybrid because the base Tucson with the gas engine does not drive as well as the hybrid model.
No, it doesn't.
So I would only recommend the hybrid or the plug-in hybrid on that. Remember that's given that extra boost to get you off the line, which is what
Yep.
makes the biggest difference. But hey, what do you think? Good move on the part of Ford. I mean, cut their losses and move on. Would you buy an inexpensive electric vehicle if they come up because it's a sub $30,000 car? Let's see what happens. It is one of the biggest stories of 2025. I'm sure we'll be talking about it in 2026. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree.
Yeah. Hey, let's go over to Hyundai. This is kind of a big news. This comes out of an interview that their CEO did with Automotive News. And he said that he feels they will conquer America, at least the vehicle sales, by 2030. And he has a vehicle that he thinks will do it. Hyundai CEO is Jose Munez, and he talked about how they sold 834,000 cars, vehicles in North America in 2024. They are targeting, Les Jackson, $1.44 million in sales by 2030. And they want to beat Honda. That is one of their main things. That would represent 72% growth over the back half of the decade, which sounds incredible. But if you can build interesting vehicles and sell them for a lower price, you must.
And you sell them loaded with features.
You sell them loaded with features.
Best guarantee in the industry. This is how you do business.
And this is the vehicle he wants to build that he says will help with this in a major way. They have a new body-on-frame pickup that he says is the essential part of this growth plan. Can they take on Ford and Chevy and Ram? Can they do that? What do you think? Mid-size now. This is going to be a mid-size pickup.
I think they can. And the reason I think so is because the big guys, the big truck guys, are really, they're selling big pickups. The mid-size, yes, it's a market. It's a nice market. But if Hyundai comes in, as they usually do, with a super well-equipped mid-size body-on-frame at a really good price, they're going to eat those other guys' lunch. I mean, they just seem to do it constantly with every model they have. So I'd put my money on Hyundai.
Well, that kind of dovetails into one of our next stories from Cox Automotive. They released its November 2025 automotive transaction data study. And what is driving the fact that there are no or very few sub 30K cars? According to that, the big problem, the big driver of expensive vehicles is full-size pickups. People are spending, on average, for a full-size pickup, $70,178.
What happened, Fred, to the $19,000 full-size pickup
with the straight six, the rubber mats, the shift, the bench seat, the skinny white wall tires?
It was not long ago, certainly in the 21st century, that you could buy a full-size pickup for 20 grand.
Well, now the average transaction price from their data, and this goes back to 2024, so it's probably even higher, was $66,192. That is 33% above the industry average for any vehicles. And they represent, full-size pickups represent 14.2% of overall vehicle sales. Now, the mid-size pickup segment has been revised as well. And if you've looked at Ford Ranger prices, they're pretty high. We're going to see some expansion in that for sure. Ram is going to get into that. This is what Hyundai is talking about now, getting into that field and doing something bigger than the Santa Cruz, which is sort of a trucklet. It's sort of a truck car. So with their big plant down in Georgia and all that, I think they are poised to have a very, very strong entry into that market. Imagine if they can do it for $10,000 cheaper than everyone else, load it up, like you said, build it in America. That could do it. People would buy that, don't you think?
I think they would. And again, they've got that warranty. That's something you can take to the bank.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I ought to buy some Hyundai stock.
I don't know. Is it publicly traded? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, one thing you could buy, Les Jackson, if you wanted to, is a Mercedes CLA Hybrid. And this kind of dovetails with what we've been talking about, because now when Mercedes brings out a vehicle, it's not just, well, let's bring out the electric version. It's let's bring out the hybrid version as well. We talked about the CLA previously on Cruise Control Motoring, and we were talking mainly about the electric version, and they did mention the hybrid version, but now we know a little bit more about it. It gets an advanced 48-volt hybrid powertrain, enables electric driving, gliding, and recuperation. I kind of like that.
Recuperation.
Regeneration is kind of what it is, but they do call it in their release recuperation. It's got an all-new 1.5-liter turbocharged engine, an electrified transmission, and lithium-ion battery. Electrified transmission means the motor is in the transmission, which is a very clean way to package it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cool. And, it's got a very small engine, 1.5 liters. It's turbocharged.
Miller cycle.
Four-cylinder, of course. Miller cycle. It's efficient. Doesn't use much fuel. And, of course, as a hybrid, it will use even less.
12-to-1 compression. Imagine you couldn't run that on the street with pump gas in the old days, could you?
Well, this is what happens when you have very efficient fuel injection and electronic operation of the engines. You can do this. You can't do it in the old days.
And they also have some technology. It's an all-aluminum crankcase with nano-slide coating on the cylinder liners and a cylinder head with a partially integrated exhaust manifold and turbocharger with a segmented turbine and switchable scroll connection. Of course, getting that turbocharger as close to the manifold is going to mean less loss, less turbo lag, right?
That's right. Now, in all honesty, they've put together a very extensive package of foams and covers fitted to the engine because of the inherent noise that you get out of a small turbocharged, highly efficient, high compression engine. Good for them. It's you've got to limit the NVH, which we've talked about for decades, the noise, vibration, and harshness,
right?
Which turns off people to a given car faster than anything else.
Absolutely. And if you've got a buzzy engine at higher RPM and it's starting and stopping, you definitely have to do that. Look at NVH.
That's right. Well, unless you're driving a Ford GT40.
And you like NVH.
Or a McLaren, in which case you just tell everybody riding with you, hey, that's tough. This thing is a supercar, and you're going to like it.
Well, this CLA Hybrid, the CLA 220, that's the specs we have, which is front-wheel drive. It has a combined output from both the engine and the electric motor of 208 horsepower, which these days is adequate, and combined system torque of 280 foot-pounds, which is not bad, and 0 to 60 in 7.1, which is not terrible, is it?
Respectable.
Thank you. That was respectable. So there you have it. The CLA Hybrid. We both agree this is kind of an interesting looking car. This is what would be considered an entry-level car for Mercedes. So we'll see. I guess there'll be more variants being released soon with all-wheel drive. The interior does look basic, doesn't it? There's something about silver interiors that make me say that is the base model. I don't know why, but that's just
same here. Now, I know some people really love these brushed aluminum or silver panels in the. I don't. To me, it smacks of base model, or the interior designer was sick that day,
or had a limited budget. Yes,
or had a very limited budget, and he said, "Well, let's just press some aluminum panels and stick them on."
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, we'll have more pricing information on the CLA Hybrid, and I'm sure, as I said, there'll be more variants out there. But we may have found the unicorn here, Les, a 2026 model from the folks over at Nissan. And this is available, this Altima is available for less than $30,000.
Yep.
What do you think of that?
First of all, the Altima is a good car.
Mm-hmm.
I've always enjoyed driving them. And it's priced, starting at $27,580.
Yeah,
which is really, boy, is that cheap.
Yes, that's for an SV front-wheel drive.
Yep.
And then,
but still,
you don't have much of a way to go to all-wheel drive. Altima SV all-wheel drive, $28,980. And then, the SR front-wheel drive, $29,080. And even the top of the line, tick every box, Altima SR all-wheel drive, $30,480. So you can buy vehicles for
very, very affordable. They've always been fun to drive.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is this is something you owe it to yourself to take a test drive.
Just so you know, the SV, which is kind of their base model, comes with 17-inch alloy wheels, an 8-inch touchscreen, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Nissan Safety Shield is included. That is the 362 version of it, and convenience of remote engine start. And that you can even take the base model and add features like a 12.3-inch touchscreen, dual zone automatic climate control, moonroof, or the SV Premium Package, which features 19-inch alloy wheels, heated front seats, dual zone automatic climate control, Pro Pilot Assist 2, and wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. The SR builds on that with 19-inch wheels, paddle shifters, sport tuned suspension, active ride control, intelligent trace control, and it adds that 12.3-inch screen, wireless phone charger, and 2 rear USB ports. So you'd have to really look at it. Which one of these would you get? The SV with that added package, or would you go and get the SR? So all of those choices, even if you add all those features in, are going to be well under, even with destination. I don't think do we have destination on this? We don't know.
I didn't get the destination. I'm going to guess it's, $1,100. That seems to be where everybody's at.
Yeah. Even so, even if you put every option on a SR all-wheel drive, it will probably come up to like 34 with destination, and you'll probably get it for 32, something like that. I'm just theorizing.
Sure.
So that's pretty good news. That is a vehicle for under $30,000. Yeah. And they'll say, well, it's not the giant SUV with the winch on the front. but no, it's an all-wheel drive vehicle that will get you where you want to go and has plenty of options and plenty of safety, right?
That's true. That is it. Go look at one, really. It's Nissan makes really good cars.
Yes. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Special edition Jeeps. It's something that sells a lot of vehicles for sure. And Jeep is celebrating their heritage. They call it the 12-4-12 celebration of 85 years of off-roading leadership. They have a new version called the White Top. I'm going to dub this the creamsicle because that's what it kind of looks like. It's got a white top
right.
and an orange body.
You're right.
I like creamsicles. I always thought
Me
they
too.
were interesting.
I always did.
Yeah. Jeep sent us some great photos of this white cap in the white caps in the mountains, and looking good is based on the Rubicon. It is, they say Jeep heritage has thrived for 85 uninterrupted years. And this new Wrangler white cap draws inspiration from the classic CJ Universal and its iconic Arctic white top, which they say has long symbolized individuality and adventure. I think it's a good-looking Jeep. It's different. I wonder how the top will stay. Will it stay white? But what do you think?
Well, I don't know very many people who garage their Jeeps.
Right.
So I think that they suffer from the elements badly to start with.
Yes. So this will be the 2026 Jeep Wrangler White Cap combines the advanced technology of the Sahara and Rubicon models with legendary 4x4 capability. It's got for power either the 2-liter turbo or the venerable Pentastar 3.6. And notable features are the bright white painted hard roof top, the bright white painted iconic 7-slot grille with body color fender flares, the bright white 1941 side stripe decal, and the optional Sky one-touch power top in bright white accent. The new orders for the 2026 Jeep Wrangler White Cap are now open. So what do you think? Special edition, another one from Jeep. We're going to see a lot of them as they celebrate their 85 years of heritage. Special editions always do well, don't they?
They do. They've always been a very desirable thing. And it's kind of neat to have something that's most other people don't have.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, while we're on special editions, let's go over to Porsche, and this is the 911 GT390 FA Porsche. It is a collector car. It celebrates Ferdinand Alexander Porsche, who went by the name FA. He also had a nickname Butsy, but I don't know what that...
That's right.
I don't know what that means. But
I don't either. Maybe it means boots or something.
Let's talk about the car. I think.
Yeah, that's right.
So his designs he basically designed the 911, but the first 911, which was shown at the Frankfurt Auto Show in 1964, I believe it was.
64. You started seeing them everywhere in 66 and 67. It was a big leap from the 356, which was it's an incredibly high level collectible now, but it was really kind of a little bit of who cares back when they came out. It's weren't a sports much car. Faster than a Volkswagen.
It's a German sports car, yes.
Yeah.
Well, apparently FA did a lot of design work, heavily involved with it, the family member, as always, when they brought out a new generation of car. And then the lead designer was Erwin Komenda, who was not completely happy with the design, and he took it across the street to another design outfit that made changes to it. But so there's a little bit of the history of the 911. But anyway, FA is being celebrated with this vehicle. It would have been the 90th birthday of FA Porsche, and it is a special vehicle for the occasion, a 2027 911 GT3 90. Got a lot of exterior and interior designs. One of the neat ones is the interior. It's designed, the cloth pattern comes from one of his favorite sport coats. So that is,
Of course. Of course.
I thought that was quite interesting that he had one of his houndstooth sports
A
coat.
houndstooth. Well, fortunately, I didn't design it, or it would have a madras interior.
That woven fabric contains 5 colors: black, green, truffle brown, cream, and Bordeaux red. And that was his father's favorite sport coat. So they're basically celebrating that. So good-looking vehicle. I hope that the 72 decals come loose, but I'm not sure if they do or not, because I wouldn't want that. But they're not going to build too many of these. They will have the naturally aspirated boxer engine developing 502 horsepower with 331 pound-feet of torque. That's a big discrepancy, isn't it, between horsepower and torque?
It's a horizontally opposed engine, so they're inherently lower in torque.
Okay.
However, what they're not lower in is price.
No, they are not. Before we get to that, though, I should say they come in oak green metallic, which was the color that FA Porsche's 911 was. He liked that color, so
that's a pretty color, actually.
Yeah. It kind of works with the cloth seats and that. But you're right. Why don't you tell us a little bit, if you want one of these, what you will have to pay?
If you want one, get in line, get out the checkbook, and get out the other checkbook, because you're going to have to pay $387,000.
Yes.
Plus taxes, fees, and optional equipment. And that's if you're lucky enough to even get one, because the dealers will have a special added markup for you.
Yes, just to make you feel special. They will have a special markup for you. An exclusive edition of the Chronograph 1 watch and special weekender travel bag from Porsche Design will be delivered with each car. After each customer has specified the final configuration, the production will commence in mid-2026. You have to have a meeting, actually, a customer consultation meeting dedicated one-on-one personalization for each order. There you go. I think they give you free coffee during that.
I think you get free coffee, sugar and cream or extra.
Yes.
But the fact is, it's a real loyal following.
Yes.
And I'm sure they'll sell every one of them, and they'll sell them very quickly.
Yes, I agree. I think they will. Hey, let's talk a little bit about Jaguar, Les Jackson. It has been a crazy year over at Jaguar, and kind of no one knows what's going on. There's an interesting article by Andrew P. Collins from The Drive, who has been on our show a number of times, and they're kind of saying what's going on between JLR and Jerry McGovern. If you remember, Jerry McGovern was the design boss over there and showed that radical new design for the Jaguar. And they also had that very different kind of advertising campaign that kind of confused people. Also, Jaguar is not building any new cars right now.
Well, you see, therein lies a problem for me. If you're not building any cars and you're in the car business,
that's a problem. It could be a business flaw.
That's a problem.
I would say.
How are you making money?
Well, then there was this story, and it could be a rumor, but that he was Jerry McGovern, the guy that kind of set this whole stage with their Type 00 and their different marketing, and basically just going to high-end electric cars, that he set this all up, outspoken guy, and there was a big rumor that 2 weeks ago that said he was fired and they were going to go in a different direction. And it took JLR 2 weeks to say, no, he's not fired. Or they didn't say he's not. We didn't fire him, which is they parsed it.
We didn't fire him.
So Andrew Collins from The Drive speculates, what does that mean? That it's under legal, there's a legal proceeding going on that they can't talk about? Or what do you think? I mean...
Well, if he's still at Jaguar and they can't talk about it, then maybe there's a lawsuit going on.
Yeah, I think so. I think it might be that. And all of it leads to, this is not a good situation when you're relaunching the brand and your design chief, who has obviously got a lot invested in this new approach, is kind of like, where is he? He should be right out front there, like championing this stuff and saying, here's what we're going to do, and we're going to reveal this. Yeah. I think they're trying to dance around this a little bit. There's something going on, whether he's trying to renegotiate his deal or they did fire him and then he fired back with a lawsuit. I don't know. It feels ugly to me, but we don't know.
We think it's ugly. We don't know. We'll let you know when we find out anything. Yeah. But for right now, we want to see them start producing cars.
Yes, we don't want the brand to fade away because, you know, for a long time, I thought, a lot of their vehicles, like their F-Type, I thought was good. I think that was an interesting vehicle, but some of them were bland vehicles. They were just, the F-Pace was kind of a bland vehicle, and I just think it's not just, one thing. It's been going on for a long time. So we'll see what happens. Any predictions? You want to make a prediction? Is he in? Is he out?
I think he's out.
And they'll pay him off. He's negotiating.
Yeah, they're just going to pay him off. Come on, Jaguar, get going.
That's right. Come on, Jaguar, get going. We hope to have more information on that. Here's an interesting story. Comes from Beverly Hills Cadillac. And, the Cadillac Celestiq, right? This is I'm going to say it because it will annoy you, a bespoke Cadillac that you design yourself.
Yes.
Electric vehicle. The flagship.
Celestiq.
Yes. And buying one, you have to basically go for an interview. You have to submit a special purchase inquiry so you can be confirmed as an eligible customer. After that, there's a long wait list for basically a handcrafted car. They build 2 of these a day. So right now...
Well, that's not many.
Opportunity is here, Les Jackson, because Cadillac of Beverly Hills has this 2025 Cadillac Celestiq. It's only got 3 miles on it. It was ordered, it was commissioned, but the person dropped out of the deal, right? And it has a $15,900 abalone white tri-coat paint, $8,000 matte finish, an $8,900 bespoke interior, the Uranus recycled paper wood ornamentation finish, that's $4,000, and for $1,525, the Cadillac Crest headstone ornament. So you can buy it right now.
You can buy it right now, but if you do, the dealership wants $418,575.
Right.
Which is not low priced.
Well, if you had
It's a
your
lot.
heart set on this and you didn't want to wait for
Yeah,
years,
yeah.
but other than that, if someone really wants to get a Celestiq, this is great. But you got to really, since it's such a specifically set up car,
Right.
you got to really want it. Is it attractive? Yeah, but I'm not a big fan of the shape of the Celestiq, but hey, whatever
Yeah,
makes you
I
happy,
don't
right?
mind the shape that much. It's okay. The interior is lovely.
Mm-hmm.
It's striking. If you see one in person, you will certainly look at it
Mm-hmm.
and stare at it, and ask to take a ride in it. But it's a very well-heeled audience toy.
Me personally, I'd rather have something like a Bentley or some other, an Aston Martin.
I'd rather have an Aston Martin. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because I don't know. That's just me, style wise. But hey, that's why they make different things. But opportunity knocks if you've been waiting for one. So, as we
Someone
always
will
love
buy
to
it.
do on Cruise Control Motoring, now we're going to jump from one extreme to the other. We're going to talk about Kia. And Kia, of course, had the unfortunate situation where they had some base model cars that did not have an immobilizer on them, and
Right.
they were stolen when some people went online and were kind of talking about how you could start these vehicles. And if you recall, they did update the software on them, Kia, and then they even gave them
I do.
clubs. Remember the club that you lock on your
That's
steering
true.
wheel?
That's right. The steering wheel club for Hyundais and Kias, same company, same factory. Well, mostly the same factory in Korea. Um, we're looking at 7 million of these things that they're going to pony up and fix them.
Yes. And how they're going to do it is they're going to put a zinc reinforced ignition cylinder protector uh, around the lock so you cannot break it that easily. And they have pledged to equip all future U.S. models with engine immobilizers.
Yeah,
Basically, they tried to save money on the base models and not have an engine immobilizer. Probably doesn't
that's
pay to buy a base
short
vehicle.
short-sighted. Yeah, but what happened there, because they didn't do that, is that it ended up where 4 of 10 most stolen vehicles were Hyundais or Kias.
Right.
And that affects insurance rates in a big, big way.
And it's not the way you want your vehicle mentioned. You want them mentioned as great
No, it's not.
values and
No, it's not.
stylish and wow, look what you get.
Yeah,
Not that, yeah, and
but
it's stolen a lot.
that's right. But leave your fob in it because somebody's going to steal it anyway.
Yeah.
Um, this is going to cost the companies a lot of money.
Yes.
4 million of anything.
Yes. Yes.
Cigarette lighters. It just costs a lot of money.
I remember too, we have friends that had one of these vehicles and they put a little sticker that said software updated, anti-theft software updated on the
Oh
window.
yeah.
I thought that's really not going to stop anyone, from doing anything. But hey, I'm glad they're putting that in, and hopefully that is behind them. But really, it doesn't pay to save a few dollars. Like certain things,
It doesn't.
we
It
always
doesn't. But
said, don't take that out. I'd rather tell me it's $20 more. I'll give you $20 more to put
yeah,
it in.
but another problem is, of course, TikTok let that whole installation guide up
Yeah.
on their site for
Oh
people to
yeah.
copy. And I
For
think
years.
that's an accessory before the fact. Legally, if they did that, then they're liable for some of those thefts.
I know. I got annoyed too because they weren't blaming at all the people doing these thefts. They were blaming the car company.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's dumb they didn't put that in it, but it doesn't matter. If the car's sitting there running with the keys in it, doesn't mean that,
That's right.
well, I'm absolved from taking it. You'd be like, wow, that's a bad idea. I wouldn't do that, but
Exactly.
you don't touch other people's stuff because you can
It's
lose
not
teeth that
yours.
way.
You have no right.
Yes, yes. Well, here's something that could be anti-theft. More likely, it will hurt DIYers. And this is our Talking Tech segment here. BMW has put in a patent for its own screws that they kind of look like the logo of the BMW Rondell logo, but this is a patent uncovered by CarBuzz. They basically say they want to make a screw that can't be undone with a regular screwdriver. And part of the theory is, oh, well, we want to put them in places where, you would see them, like bolts on the car seats or anything like that, where you can't undo them. But we're doing it for cosmetic reasons. But a lot of people are infuriated because already BMWs, you need strange fastener undoers, screws to undo a lot of their fasteners, and this would be taking it a step further. What do you think of all this? I think that's terrible.
Well, I don't agree with them doing this. I think that it's petty on their part to prevent DIYers from having their own. It's bad, and as a DIYer,
yes,
I already have Torx and
me too,
Metric and SAE and Whitworth and all of the square bits and enough's enough.
Yes. Also, so let's put it into very simple perspective. So let's say they put these bolts in your seats, right? And somebody spills coffee and it's now in the rug, and you want to take it to a detailer so they can take the seats out, take the carpet out, clean it properly, dry it all out, put it back together again. So what do you got to go spend $1,000 at your dealer for the people to undo 8 bolts to loosen the seats? But then you can't drive it, so you probably have to have it towed because the bolts are loose.
Or the body shop or any shop has to now invest yet more money in special tools. I don't think it's very fair, and I don't think it matters, frankly.
Of course, though, if they ever do this, there'll be the Happy Fun Titan Lucy version on Amazon.
Oh yes.
For $29.
You will see it advertised on TV.
Yes. Undo any fastener.
The wonder tool that'll take off. You've seen them. That'll take off any size socket, any size bolt.
Well, there is a wonder tool. It's called a side cutter, a abrasive disc on a small battery-powered cutter, right?
I ran into this issue not from BMW, but in my condo when it was built in the late 90s. The entrance door has spring-loaded self-closing hinges,
right?
And they're very beefy hinges, and the screws that put them in are a special
security screw,
not quite a Phillips. And of course, they've been painted over 12 times. And I finally had to drill them out. I spent a week trying to take out the first hinge. And you know me, Fred, I have a lot of tools.
Yes.
And man, I just finally had to drill them out. I could not get those screws out with anything I had.
And these are on inside the jam, so there's no way someone could undo them. They would have to open the
That's
door to
right.
undo them. And
You'd have to open the door.
Then what are they going to do? Steal the door? I don't think so. So it's kind
And
of
it's a
weird.
metal jam,
Yeah.
so it's not wood.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
bizarre. You know, we love talking about Chip Foose. He's been on the show a lot, of course, Overhaul and Fame, incredible designer, incredible artist, and incredible vehicle builder. Well, now he's doing a very interesting thing. He's teaming up with a company that maybe you're not familiar with, but they are very amazing. Coulson Aviation. They fly all kinds of firefighting aircraft. They were big, of course, during the wildlife fires and wildfires in California. A lot of cars got damaged there, but Chip is teaming up with a new initiative to he created to support California wildlife survivors by restoring a vehicle damaged during the 2024-2025 fires. The contest will award one wildlife survivor a professionally restored vehicle complete with guidance from Chip Foose and executed by Coulson Autosports, which I didn't even know they had this division, with up to $100,000 in parts and labor. What about that? It's an interesting contest.
This is just great. Those fires were devastating. They completely destroyed people's lives. In their homes, obviously, and a few vehicles miraculously made it through the fires, even though everything around them was destroyed, leveled. The famous picture of a Volkswagen bus,
which VW rebuilt.
Which VW restored for them.
Oddly, that one wasn't even damaged. It was damaged, but it wasn't.
It was hard to believe.
Yes, I think it was still drivable. Yeah,
I think it was. Yeah. Anyway, Chip and his teams, and let's face it, if you want somebody to restore your car, call Chip. Mm-hmm. And they're going to do this to whichever, they're going to have a contest. They're going to award one survivor,
right?
The professional restoration. And I just think this is when people are nice to each other instead of.
Here's the contest.
Whatever.
It launched on November 20th, 2025. Final entry deadline is January 20th, 2026. Finalists selected late January 2026. There's a public voting period between February 1st and 15th, and the winner will be announced on March 1st. And the vehicle reveal will happen in the 2026 Los Angeles Auto Show or shortly thereafter, I guess, depending on the level of work. If you want to get in, you enter at RISE, RISE.Coulson, COULSON, aviation.com. That's all one word, rise.coulsonaviation.com. Pretty cool. Coulson Aviation, amazing. They fly Black Hawk helicopters, Chinooks, C-130s, 737s, all fighting fires basically around the world. But, of course, they were very big in California this year. So amazing operation there, too.
Great group of people. They deserve a lot of credit. And I can't wait to see what ends up being the project.
Yeah, me too. And we will keep you up to date on Cruise Control Motoring. Hey, we hope you enjoyed this edition of Cruise Control Motoring. Time for me to say I'm Fred Staab.
I'm Les Jackson.
We are going to see you down the road.